Sometimes it doesn't. Am I frozen for you guys? I'm frozen on my phone. Am I frozen for you guys? I think I'm back. Okay. I need to mute my phone. That's what I need to do. Okay. All right, so I'm trying to record it on my phone. I've had good luck sometimes, bad luck sometimes, so we'll just see what happens. And yeah, I'm back. Okay. So I did freeze up for a second. Probably when I tried to log in on my phone and my computer. All right, what I need to work on is actually, I don't know, being able to look at you guys, because I feel like this looks weird that I'm just looking at my computer, but that is a thing for another day. It's exciting that we have this new setup working. So I can flip through. Oh, that's like a spoiler. Hold on. We're starting at April 1st. Oh, okay. So, very hot here today in Ireland. Ooh, what is very hot like? You speak in Celsius. I'm a Fahrenheit girl. Warm with a cool breeze. It was very warm here in Massachusetts today. It was nice. It was a very sunny day. I had a very busy day. 20 degrees Celsius. Hello, Micah. All right. So, it's hot for you, yeah. I wonder, I could easily convert that, but it's rainy in Guatemala. Looking forward to tonight's live. Thank you. Hello. Hi, Brenda. Hello. Yeah, it's starting to finally feel like summer here, and I have about, it's like 20, low 20s amount, I think it might be 21 days left of school. Storms in Kentucky. I feel like I heard some thunder here a few minutes ago, and it makes sense because when it gets warm like this really fast, I feel like we usually get thunderstorms, so hopefully nothing happens that will interfere with my Wi-Fi. All right, so let's see, how many? Got like 42 people in here. I didn't have as many people register because I forgot to create the event last time. So next week I can't have a live on Tuesday, so I think I'm going to talk it over with my Diary Detectives group, because those are my Patreon subscribers. They're gonna get like first dibs on choosing a day, and then I will, whatever day I decide on, I'll announce it in our free Discord. So if you're not part of that, that's like a place where I put all my announcements on. It's a place where you're definitely going to get my message. I feel like TikTok is really weird about actually getting videos out there and getting live notifications out there. So if you're in my free Discord page, you'll at least get notified whenever I decide like what day I'm going to do. I just can't do Tuesday, so I'll have to figure it out. Okay, so, and the link to that is in my link tree, by the way. Thank you, Platypus. Okay, my little cheerleader there. So let's see, I'm gonna go the wrong way. There we go. April 1st. Yes, it's diary day. I can wait longer if you guys want to wait longer, but I feel like if you're here, you probably want to get started. No, I didn't cut my hair. It's like probably behind my shoulder. It's a little curlier today than it normally is, so maybe it looks shorter. I am getting a haircut next Tuesday, though. That's why I can't come, which is kind of funny that you say that. Oh my goodness, I got one of those types of diaries at an estate sale. It's from 1908. Yeah, I don't know, Callie, if you've been in this live before, but these I got from eBay, but the original diary that I started reading that sort of started this whole thing, I got at an estate sale too. Oh, so welcome. You're part of the club then. So Callie says she hasn't been here before. Welcome, because I think you'll be really into this. So to catch you up, Callie, this is the second diary out of 3 that I have from this man. We called him the Weatherman at first because we didn't know his name, but we figured out a lot about him since. But we went through the whole 1943 diary. We've learned a lot about him. And now we're in the 1944 one. And then I have one from 1947 too. So yeah. If you want to catch up, I have a website too, linked in my bio, where and I'll actually show it now because I'm using my computer. This is on my website. It's all of the work so far that we've done. So if you wanted to like check out the 1943 diary, you can actually read every entry that we've typed together. It's been a lot of work, but it's worth it. Once you arrive to the club, you'll never leave. Yes, definitely. Okay, so let's get going. Always takes me a little while to get into it with the typing, but okay. So April Fool's Day. And basically what we do, Callie, is I type out the diary entries. We talk about them. Lately, we've been doing more research right alongside it because I'm on my computer, so I can actually just look things up as we're together. Thank you. And then you always remind me to save the document. Thank you. You can't see the typing at the top. Okay, I gotta fiddle with that. Hold on. I could try to keep it down here, but then I might forget. So let me actually look at that. How cool is that? I'm just gonna drag that down, and then I think I've got a lot of things blocking my view. I probably will want it to be like here. Okay, just let me know if that happens again. I have a lot of screens, so it's hard for me to keep track of. That's your role. I love it. Okay, so rather chilly today. Kit, Pauline, Lucille, Elizabeth came out to see us tonight. So we know that these, Kit, Pauline, and Lucille are all, I think, Todd's nieces. It's hard to keep it all straight now because we figured out so many people and so many, family connections that I can't remember the exact, I'm pretty sure it's nieces. And Elizabeth, I'm not sure. She must be a niece too. And then this handwriting is a lot easier to read than Todd's handwriting that we were reading before. So, and Callie, you'll catch up after a while, but basically the diary writer, you keep accidentally leaving, so ignore that. We can't even see that, so don't worry. The diary writer was writing in the beginning, and it's not really going to be a great picture, but you can probably see there that the handwriting is different than on the screen, and that's because he was writing and then he had a cerebral hemorrhage. And since then, it seems like his wife, Edna, has been writing for him. And he's got a wife, Edna, and a daughter, Edna. So we've got Edna Sr. and Jr. All right, rather chilly today. Kit, Pauline, Lucille, Elizabeth came out to see us tonight. Elizabeth, home on a 10-day vacation. Okay, I wonder if she's home on a vacation. She's not home from a vacation. Maybe she's doing something related to the war. I wonder if she's a nurse or something. He did talk about another family member, a nephew who came home from the army on a leave last Thanksgiving. Okay, we could figure that out. You missed me last week because you fell asleep. Well, hello. I think it's late there, right? It's going to be a sad year to read. Prepare for some tissues. Yes, I know. It's going to get rough, but we still have a few months until that, so. Okay, Edna went to CR this evening. So CR is talking about Cedar Rapids, which is a town in Iowa. And it's it's the nearest big city to Fairfax where they all live. And it just seems like they go there for anything big because Fairfax is so tiny. April 1st is your birthday. Oh, okay, so it's 11 o'clock. Do you sneak peeks at the entries before coming on live? No. My dad told me I should because he said, what if something crazy happens and you're on live and you weren't prepared? And I don't know. It hasn't happened yet, so I guess we'll come to that if we come to that. The only one that I have peeked at is I have peeked at Todd's around where he passes away, because once we figured out who the diary writer was, we also figured out that he passes away in 1944. And that just didn't really make sense to me because I have the 1944 diary, which is fully filled out, and I have a 1947 diary that's clearly from the same family. And so I did peek to see if that was lining up, and it did. So we know for sure 100,000% this is him. But I didn't really read ahead. I've tried really hard not to read ahead because I want to do it with you guys. Just chilling in Cedar Rapids. Oh my gosh, yes, Hillary Clinton did say that, didn't she? I am picturing that clip We have to get that. We have to put that on a t-shirt for us only. Okay, Nellie came out. That's funny because I never would have remembered that. Just chilling in Cedar Rapids. Okay, Nellie came out with her. They had to change a tire after they got home. There's been a lot of tire changes lately. That clip lives in your mind forever. Now I feel like I have to find it. I don't think it would, I don't think if I played it on here, it would like play through to you guys, but that is so funny. That's gonna be like my official little meme for this now. You don't remember that? I'll share it. I'll put it on my Instagram later. Okay, Sunday, April 2nd. And someone said this is a, Marina said this is a interesting project. Thank you. It's definitely a lot of fun. Okay, and it has been very interesting because we started off not knowing anything about this writer, and then as we went through, we've learned and we've made connections. Haven't connected with any descendants yet. I'm really, really trying. I've tried like every avenue by now. The people in the Diary Detectives Patreon group know that because they hear about it every day. I like update them on what I've been, you know, where I've been reaching out, and they give me ideas, and I'm trying. I'm doing everything I can. Hopefully soon. A windy, chilly day. Not much like an April day. Edna went to CR this AM. You're in the town that's the same as where the man who opened the diary you have lived. Oh, that's really cool. That took me a second to like read through that sentence. That is awesome, Callie. I'm jealous of that because I'm in Massachusetts, which is like all the way across the country basically from this. So from this diary, it would take a lot to get there, and that's really awesome because you have a very unique perspective. And like I wonder, you'll have to tell us more. Like, have you talked to people in the town who might know him? Did you know him? That's really cool. And you must know all the places that he's talking about. If you've gone through it, have you like read through it at all? I'll keep typing while you, like, if you want to answer me, that's fine. Okay, oh, you have? You've read through the whole thing? That's awesome. Do you have just one from 1908? Is it like a daily diary, like these? He wasn't as detailed as this one. Yeah, but I think even if it was like a mundane diary, like daily activities, I think just being in the same place as the diary was written, that's like really special. That's cool, and I hope that you can get help from the museum you're trying to get help from. That would be awesome. Or the Historical Society. Cool. All right, Edna went to CR this AM to get a tire fixed. It's super interesting because he was part of lots of clubs, so you're trying to figure out who he was. That's awesome. Well, if you ever want any help, our Diary Detectives group is really good at finding information about people back then. I have like a Patreon page. That's what I'm talking about when I say Diary Detectives. We have 12 people in this little club, and I swear I send them on a mission. Oh, find this person from the diary, figure out who he was, who his family was, and they will find him instantly. They send me things during the lives, which I have some things in here now. Are they from now or before? No, from before. Okay, so let me go back to typing this out. Edna went to CR this AM to get a tire fixed. Todd and Edna went into Murray. I think this is Murray's because that is one of their relatives. So Murray is the married name of one of Todd's sisters, I believe. I should keep the family tree up here every time. Hi, Felicia. How are my students today? They were good today. I had a very busy day today. I had to run out at lunch to do something that was very exciting. I have some good news, but I can't share it just yet because it's not official. I would jinx myself. But I had to go take care of something, and they were very understanding of I was kind of like all over the place today. In a good way. I'm excited. Todd and Edna went into Murray's. Oh, I actually have something funny that one of them said. And Lloyd's in the afternoon. did not find Lloyd's. Oh, I think he's meaning like Lloyd's. So Lloyd is his son, but I think sometimes he refers to Lloyd's family as Lloyd's, like plural. So they weren't at home. Even though that's his first name, I don't know, that's kind of weird. I did not go as my head was feeling bad. That's sad. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have said anything. Yes, I can scroll the text down and to the right a little bit. Are you talking about my, this? No, that's the left. Okay. Are you talking about the Microsoft Word thing, or are you talking about like the diary? And anyways, while we figure that out, I'll tell you the funny thing my students said. We're making clay fish. The typing. Okay, down and to the right. You mean so it like fits in this little notch? And maybe I'll move my head down more? Oh, you know what? I'm seeing it on my phone now. This is so annoying because it looks totally different on my computer screen. And you can see way more on my computer screen. And then I just looked at my phone and I get what you're saying now. Like, it's not fully in the screen at all. You know, you'd think they would give you exactly what you'd see on mobile view. Okay, but now I need to go back up a little bit because I want you to be able to see the diary. Yeah, that's so annoying. Good thing I have it open on my phone because I never would have understood what you were trying to say. So this is the funny thing that my students said. We're making clay fish where it's really cute. They like roll out the clay and carve into it and we're painting it. And I was talking to the kids when we were building the fish, like, what could you add to your fish? Like, let's add some fins, let's add some, like, a mouth and eyes. And I said, well, what else do fish have? Like, expecting them to say tail, fin, like, whatever. And one of my students goes, knowledge. And it was so funny. Move my face back up a tiny bit, okay? It was like, I laughed out loud. I'm like, what? Was that serious? It was so cute. Knowledge. The things they say. Okay, so Todd's head's not feeling great. We know that he's been recovering. He has like his good days and his bad days, so. It was funny that the knowledge comment was like so abstract. Like usually kids are very literal, and that was just that caught me off guard. Todd went with Edna Jr. No Ednas. Hold on. Are you correcting something from the day before, or are you talking to someone else? I don't know. Todd and Edna. Oh, Edna's head was sore? Oh, because, okay. Yeah. You're right. So something that we've been talking about, thank you, I finally got that, Rachel. Sorry, that took a minute for the gears to turn. We've been talking about how the wife, Edna, is writing for Todd right now. And in the beginning, when she first started writing for Todd, she was writing directly from Todd's perspective. Like when she's writing she's meaning Todd. Like he's dictating things. That's what it seemed like. Because both Ednas would be talked about as if like in third person. Now, what we're noticing is the writer, who's Edna, it's so confusing because there's two Ednas, but she's using the name Todd, which never happened before because she was writing as if she was Todd. And that is a great point, Rachel, that I wonder, because it says Todd and Edna went, no, that makes sense. They went and she didn't go. So this is becoming her diary. That is such an interesting shift. Like that's reading between the lines, you know? But yeah, and I should have picked up on that, but it's almost like when I type this, I'm like not really even reading it. I'm just reading it to type it, and sometimes I'm not actually getting what it's saying. But yeah, Todd and Edna went, and I did not go as my head was feeling bad. Okay, so Edna has a headache. You have a book where you write things down that they say in K to 5 art. It's crazy what they say. I know, it is. I always say this, whenever they say something funny or cute, I'm like, I really need a book to write it down, and then I forget. Okay, so a chilly, windy day. Todd did not feel good. So, did not go out. You should write a book. Yes, you should. I need to just keep one for me. I keep all their drawings and stuff that they make for me and their little like notes, but I definitely should be writing down the weird little things I come up with, weird jokes even. Okay, Tuesday, April 4th. You always look forward to these lives. You get so invested. Oh, thank you. Tuesday, April 4th. A very cold. I look forward to these. I feel like it's been a while, even though it's just been a week. Something hasn't, I think it hasn't warmed up much. It looks like they spelled hasn't wrong. Like added an E in there. I'm like looking around my microphone. I really need to figure out this setup, guys. It stresses me out. There's so much going on. Okay. Let me know if you can't hear me anymore. I moved my microphone out of the way. Okay. Yeah, like exactly, Rachel. Like I think they added an E or she added an E. I don't. Okay. It hasn't warmed up much. Sounds great. Okay, good. Heard Frank Bellin very sick with pneumonia. Lloyd and Francis came out this PM. Lloyd took the ashes up and emptied them. Did some errands downtown for me. So Lloyd, his son, it seems like they bring groceries a lot. Lloyd and Frances, who is his wife, and they also empty out the ashes often. Took the ashes up. Yeah, thank you, Anne. And then they also, like, they've been running errands for them. They've been taking care of the family a little bit more. All right. Hold on, the chat is in the way. Oh, okay, so I'm glad I took this picture because I would have been confused. It looks like the 6th, the 5th and the 6th are blank. I know myself, and I know if I had just like had nothing there, I would have thought I forgot to take the picture. We're not in the way, we're awesome. Sorry. You're not in the way. There's a lot going on my screen, that's all. Because I want to be able to see the comments. If I don't have the chat right here, well, you don't see where it is, but if I don't have it right in the middle of my screen, I won't see them. We haven't heard in a while about Mrs. Gibson. That's true. Just realizing you've seen the TikToks of the other diary. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I have the other one right here. It's always nearby. I was making a video for it yesterday because I feel like I've been doing a lot of this diary, which is great, but I've been slacking on the Anglesey diary. And I need to get back into that because I'm going to Rock Hall, her family's summer home soon. And I'm giving like a presentation, so I really need to get back into that. So I'm refreshed. Okay, Dr. Herman called this noon. Found Todd's blood pressure down quite a bit, quite a little. So last time it was a little high. Must be back down. And then I do have a picture of Dr. Herman that we can show. It's always fun to be able to like pull these things. So, oh, let me zoom. I need to figure out a better way to do this too, but this works for now. I'm like, okay, there's Dr. Herman. So Dr. Herman is the doctor who seems to be following Todd closely with his cerebral hemorrhage and his recovery with that. But he sees a lot of other doctors too. That one's just kind of like the most commonly mentioned. Okay, we've got a longer one here. You think he's handsome? Yeah. I wonder, off the top of my head, I don't know how old he was at the time of the diary. I think this was an older picture. I don't think he was that young during, with Todd, but maybe, I don't know. We learned a lot about Dr. Herman in our little research group too. We did a deep dive on him. All right, a rainy afternoon. Edna did not go to CR tonight. Nellie came out before supper. They cleaned. Oh, good. Okay. Awesome, Kelly. Yeah, it's all in my link tree. They cleaned out the fish pool. And the pump stand. And several, odd jobs. Okay, hold on. Let me reread this without typing. A rainy afternoon. Edna did not go to CR tonight. Nellie came out before supper. They cleaned out the fish pool and the pump stand. Is a fish pool? Is that like they have a pond or they have like a fish pond? They don't seem, I don't know. I don't know these people, but they don't seem to me like they would have a decorative fish pond, like a koi pond. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to like look into that a little bit more. They could have had a pond, but like it sounds like it's something like the fish pool. Like you'd have to clean it out. If it was a regular pond, you wouldn't have to clean it out. Odd jobs, yes, thank you. Thanks. The comments are so lagged, like I feel like I was typing a while ago. I don't know how. Herman was 54 in 1944. Thank you, Jen. Like a fish tank? Yeah, I don't know. Fish pool? It's just like an odd way of phrasing it, but I mean, it's a different era and a different place than I'm from, so things are said differently. I don't know. Maybe we can look into that more. I don't really know what we'll find because that's kind of like a random, I don't know. But we did find that we were looking around for, we were talking about the drugstore. I made a video about Edgar Firkins, who owned the drugstore in town. And we were looking for a peanut waster because it said that Edgar Firkins got a new peanut waster. And I think we just, well, okay, so we decided, oh, it must be peanut roaster. And we found all these peanut roasters from like the 1950s, 1920s, whatever. They're really funny looking. But then in another newspaper article that I read, it clearly said waster again. Like the first one, it was iffy. It seemed like maybe the like the translation or the scan wasn't right. So it could have said roaster and not waster. But the other one clearly said waster. So if anyone knows what a peanut waster is that they would have in like a drugstore, let me know. Like a kind of like a malt shop, I think. Like they had ice cream and it's not like a drugstore like we would think today. They had sodas and all that fun stuff. But all right, so I'm going to keep going. Sunday, April 9th, Easter Sunday. We did not leave the place today. Maybe a place to put the shells. That's what I was thinking too, but we couldn't find anything specifically called a peanut waster. And it sounded like a big deal. Like he was in the newspaper for putting in a peanut waster or a roaster. I don't know. Because I guess like, I don't know. Maybe sometimes when they upload the newspapers, maybe it's automatically, I don't even know, whatever. That was a long time ago. I think we can leave that one behind, but it's just interesting. Like we thought we figured it out and then I went back and I found waster. We did not leave the place today. It rained a good share of the day. Edna worked around outside a lot anyway. Todd did not go out any. Lloyd went through in the afternoon, but could not see him as it was rather foggy. Nellie came out for supper. Okay, so this actually answers a couple of questions that we had last time, just this entry. We were talking about, first of all, there was a really sweet entry a few months back where Todd's son Lloyd went by on his mail train. He worked for the postal, and actually I have a picture. He worked for the post office, and he worked on a train where they would, transport mail back and forth. And we learned that they actually sort the mail, or they sorted the mail right on the train. So this is just like a picture of one of those trains. So Lloyd worked on one of these trains, and it went through Fairfax. So in one of the entries, Todd walked down the street, and as we know, he's recovering. He's really not feeling well. He's weak. He walked down the street so that he could wave to Lloyd on his way by on the train, and it was so sweet. And we were talking last time about how every time that it's mentioned that Lloyd went through on his train, because it is mentioned quite a bit, I wonder if he's waving to them every time. If he's going and waving to Lloyd every time. And I think this kind of answers our question here. Because it says Lloyd went through in the afternoon, but we couldn't see him as it was rather foggy. So that makes me feel like whenever he or she, because it's Edna/Todd, whenever they say Lloyd went through, they're probably seeing him go through. That's really cool. Very cool. All right. Yes, the entry was really sweet. I want to make a video just about that, but I haven't gotten to it yet. I've got a long list. Very chilly and rainy day. Easy one. I feel like these entries have been a little bit short. Same thing. You know what we could do? I have a map. And I know that the train was on the Chicago and Northwestern Railroad, whereas Todd worked for the Milwaukee Railroad. Hold on. This is where... No, this, I think, is where Todd's house was. About here. I had him on another map too, but it's hard to find it while I'm on live. But it's about here. And I mean, yeah, what is this railroad? Is this the one Lloyd would be on? I can't really read it. Chicago. No, that's just random. I can't really read those letters. Do I have a link to the map? Let me zoom out. Sorry guys, I'm gonna fumble a little bit. Doing pretty good though. You remember they mentioned walking to the bridge too. Yes, they did. Wait, what are we doing? We are reading a 1944 diary and researching the writer and learning about his family and everything about him. So this map here, we've figured out the Thomas Delaney that it's talking about is Todd's father. And then when Todd's father passed away, it seemed like he left some pieces of that land to his children. And Todd's house is, I think, about here. So that would make sense. And maybe now we can read these letters. Oh, wait, here. CM and STPRR. I'm not going to be able to figure out what that means right now, but that's a clue. What state did they live in? Iowa. And then someone said, I wonder if the house is still there. It is, and I have a picture of it. What is this? This is okay, this is the Chicago and Northwestern Railroad. Okay. So I don't know. Can you see? Yeah, maybe, because it's very flat. You could probably see the railroad from there. You're currently trying to research your family in the Holocaust. Oh, that's awful. But researching family history can be very rewarding. It is very rewarding. I have traced my family back. I'm half Portuguese and half French, and my French side, French Canadian. My French side has been easier to like find records of, you know, who was whose parents and whatever, and like going back. My Portuguese side has been a lot harder. And I don't, any tips about like family history? I haven't really done as much of my own family history as I should have. I guess the one thing I wish I had done more is asking my grandparents just for like stories and what they know and what they remember about people, because now, especially on my Portuguese side, I've lost both my grandparents, so I have like, in all of their, you know, their siblings and everything, they're starting to, there's no one left to like ask those questions to. So I guess if you have anybody that you could just ask to tell you stories and like about their childhood and people they remember and places, I would do that and like record that. Either like literally video record it or type it out, transcribe it, because that can, I'm sure that's the most valuable. I found some old photos of my grandmothers, and like those, some of them will have people's names on them. They haven't been as helpful for like linking with people and finding relationships and places and everything, but they have been helpful like to like see her as a young woman. You know, it's very hard to research the Holocaust because there are absolutely no vital records. Everything has been destroyed. That's so sad. You regret not doing that with your grandparents, I know. I agree. And I was thinking about that before we even lost my grandfather, and it's like so stupid thinking like we'd have more time, but I'm hoping at the end of this journey you can travel to Fairfax and visit the sites, even visit the home. Yeah, that would be really cool. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting in touch with anyone from Fairfax. It's kind of weird. But hopefully we get there. The people in the Diary Detectives group are kind of like conspiracy theorists now, and we think that the town is trying not to get into contact with us, like they're doing everything not to, but we'll see. And I had one more thing I was thinking of about those records that you were talking about. I'm sure there are lots of other people in your position trying to find records that have been destroyed, or like there must be groups out there of people who have something to share or like a common goal, and maybe you could even, I don't know, like Facebook or Reddit or something, try to find people who are looking for the same types of things, and then you might end up being, you know, connected with some leads. That's awful though. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, you can totally relate. Finding Native American records is difficult. Family history is all verbal. Yeah. What if you unlocked a secret that the town has tried to keep hidden? That's kind of like, it's kind of like what the, Emily, right now we're talking, that's funny, Emily, you're coming in right at the perfect time, because Emily and Rachel are both in that Diary Detectives group. And that's kind of like where we were going with it. We're like, we feel like the town, there's something they're hiding and they don't want us to get involved. But I think it's just a combination of bad luck and they're not really on the internet as much as we are. I don't know. But it just seems like everything, I get so close and then I'm so far again. I do have actually something cool to share. Sorry I'm going on a tangent here, but this is cool. I didn't upload the pictures onto here yet, but we were talking a while ago about this hotel, because this hotel was owned by Amos and Emma Gibson, who are Edna's parents. So this is a hotel in Fairfax, and it is now a bar. So it was called the Star Hotel then. Now it's the Star Bar and Hotel, or just the Star Bar, I think. And one of the people on my live, her name's Beth. I don't think she's here today, but Beth offered, she's like, oh, I'm from around there, and I'll go to Fairfax if you want me to. And I said, oh, well, you want to go to the Star Bar? Because they had some pictures hanging up on the wall that looked like really neat old pictures, and we couldn't really see them on the Facebook page. We're like stalking the Facebook page. And I had sent them a Facebook message and didn't get an answer. But she went in and she talked to the lady who works there. Hi, Beth, there you are. Everyone thank Beth. I have to put the pictures on the website, but I haven't yet. But she talked to the lady who works there and learned that the hotel is supposedly haunted. So I think that I think the people who work there now probably aren't as like in depth with Fairfax history as we'd love them to be, because, you know, it's just a regular old restaurant now. But maybe that's like a first step in the direction of reaching out to somebody who might know something. No, Beth, don't feel bad. The fact that we have those photos are amazing in itself. So that's just how the lighting in the place is. But yeah, Beth, if you have anything else to share about that, you can type it in the comments. But I'm very grateful that we have those pictures and those stories. Like, apparently the dishes break on their own. And then they said that Beth said a medium went there, and before they even got into the reading, they packed up their stuff and they said, "We're not welcome here," and they left. Hey, maybe the ghost of our protagonist is their interview with Todd from Beyond the Grave. That would be something. That would be a story that took a turn, definitely. Yeah, and I was wondering the same thing. I didn't see any pictures, any names on the photos, but Beth, maybe there was something smaller that we didn't see, but it didn't seem like it. Okay, I'll keep going while we talk about that, and you guys can send things in the comments if you want, but yeah, thank you, Beth. You'll go back 2 weeks after your little trip to your daughter. Okay, with your daughter. Okay. You gotta go there with the diary and ask the ghosts. I know. Yeah, that's the cool thing about this diary and the other diary that I read. There's so many places that are mentioned too. It's like you're going into depth about the people, but you're also learning about the places and the different buildings, and the fact that this is the same building. It was built in 1870 and it's still there. And then, actually, Beth, I can ask you now. I was wondering about this because you had mentioned that the lady showed you where the old staircase was to get up to the second floor. Did she mention if there's, no way to get to the second floor now? Or is it, no, the photos had a mention of the street. Yeah, I remember it had a mention of the street. No people names, though. But I wonder if there's another way to get up the stairs. Did they just get rid of the main staircase, or is it totally closed off? Because that's even creepier. If there's just nothing on the top floor now. This might... Oh, okay. Thank you. Actually, Jen just sent me... I was just going to say I don't know what this name is, but she thinks it's Mr. McNee. I was going to say McNeil, but let me see. I was gonna say, Jen probably has a reason. She has, proof of why it's Mr. McNee, and she does. Here we go. She sent that to me in the group, so thank you. There's Mr. McNee. Okay, and I didn't finish reading this, but is this about... Yeah, he died. I'm sorry. I wasn't even, reading ahead. That's sad. Mr. McNee died this morning at 2 o'clock. Here I am thinking, Mr. McNee came to visit. No, he didn't. Okay. It's outside access, I believe. The rooms have numbers still. That is creepy. Yes, Brenda. Jen is fast. All right. Mr. McNee died this morning at 2 o'clock. Rather cold yet today, and rainy too. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't joke about that, but let's take a closer look at this then, because this is his death certificate. We'll be morbid for a little while. He was 79 years old. It's a good life. We could probably find his obituary too. It looks like he was at the Turner mortuary, which a lot of the people in the diary are. Seems like the go-to place. Wow, he was born in 1865. And let's see if we can read this. Bronchitis, pneumonia. I think it says bronchitis, pneumonia. So who had pneumonia before? Was it him? No, that's another guy, Frank Bellin. So pneumonia must be going around. He's from Scotland. I didn't even catch that. Hold on. Zoom out. Yep, Scotland. Cool. Now, his parents are... Oh, that's his parents are both from Scotland. So where was he born? He was born in Iowa. So they both came from Scotland, and he was born in Iowa. You had no idea you'd be looking up chocolate shops and an Episcopal church in Brooklyn. Yeah, there's a lot of good chocolate shops in the 1917 diary. That just made me hungry. Yeah, I'm going to Brooklyn again this summer, and I'm going to Rock Hall, and I have a whole list of places I'm going to be heading to. Scottish representation. Woohoo. Oh, my leg is asleep. Oh my god. Okay. Rainy 2. So now we're on to the 12th. Oh my god, you know how sometimes you can like feel that your leg is falling asleep because it's pins and needles, and then other times it's just dead leg? That's what just happened to me. My leg is dead. I had them crossed. I've got like a crazy computer set up with my keyboard on my lap. Okay, I think it'll wake up now. It'll probably hurt. Okay, quite a nice day. Not quite a nice day. Edna and Ma. Oh, there's Mrs. Gibson. We were talking about how we didn't hear anything about Mrs. Gibson in a while. There she is. Edna and Ma worked in the yard, putting leaves on the garden. What? Putting leaves on the garden? I thought I misread that. On the garden and what? Out. Hold on, am I having... Oh, okay. Wait, no. Edna and Ma worked out in the yard. Okay, that's what you guys were meaning. Out in the yard. Putting leaves on the garden. Oh, compost. Fertilizer. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Lloyd and Francis and David came out in the afternoon. So Lloyd and Francis are Todd's son and his wife, and David is one of their sons. Lloyd took ashes up and fixed Eve. Is it like eaves? What the heck does that say? Fixed eaves spouts. Oh, okay. Like eaves, like roof, because that's what I was thinking. I've never heard of eaves spouts. Is that one word? 2 words? Okay. Looks like it says toad. Todd went out quite a little today. I feel like Edna's handwriting is not that great in this entry. Usually it's pretty easy to read. And I kind of stumbled through that one, but maybe that's just because, wait, similar to gutters for rain. Well, yeah, probably. That makes sense. I just couldn't, like, I had no context, I guess, to figure it out. I don't know. Sometimes I can just guess at a word. Other times I'm like, if he had been talking about a roof before, maybe I would have gotten it. Okay. Yeah, there's her phrase, quite a little again. Something I'd never really heard. Like, Todd went out quite a little. Can't read cursive. Yes, I can read cursive, obviously. But this cursive, I mean, usually, all I was saying is usually Edna's cursive is easier to read than that. I just couldn't really make out that said eaves spouts. But I can read cursive. Everyone's handwriting is different. A very nice day. A little chill in the air. You should see, actually, Jacob, you should go to my page and see the 1917 diary that I read. Her cursive is crazy. It's like a mix of print in cursive, and she'll like change the way she writes certain letters depending on what word she's writing, and it's like, that one was tougher to read, definitely. Okay, so a very nice day, a little chill in the air, but a fine day. Todd walked out quite a little today. Again, quite a little. Todd's chicken scratches. Yeah, Todd definitely had chicken scratch. Edna had a bonfire today. Nothing unusual happened. That's our favorite phrase. Nothing unusual today. I can actually pull up. I was just realizing I have Todd's chicken scratch here. No, not that. Hold on. Oh, I need the 1943 one. Hold on. Sorry, guys. This is the first diary that we read. And in the beginning, it was Todd's handwriting. So this is like an example of his chicken scratch. He definitely was like... I think he wrote quicker. It seems like he was more hurried, and it was just a little harder to read. We definitely have a treat with Edna's handwriting. Your 23-year-old grandson can't read cursive nor write cursive. Crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think they stopped teaching it in school. I'm 26, so I learned cursive in I learned cursive in 3rd grade. I don't know. I think they stopped teaching it for a while, and now they might teach it again, but they might not. I don't know. I think it depends on the school and the place, but yeah, doctor's handwriting, yes. And that's why Emily... Oh, they stopped teaching it, Jacob? Yeah, I mean, everywhere is different, obviously. But I know for a fact, because I'm an elementary school art teacher, I know that when my elementary school students can write in cursive, they can write their name in cursive, they're like, oh, look, I wrote my name in cursive. Like, it's this really special thing, so it means maybe they're not, but they're also younger, my students, so maybe they just haven't learned it yet. I don't know. Your 3rd grader learned it this year, but others have stopped. Yeah, I think it's like totally every, no time math either. Yeah, is that why they can't read clocks? Yeah. That's like, cursive I can see because they're so focused on like, and I guess the time math goes the same way because they're focused on testing, standardized testing, and they're not assessing cursive on standardized testing, so yeah, don't even get me started on that, but I can see how that could be something to go because it probably is very time consuming to teach it. What program are you using to catalog? I am using good old Microsoft Word here to type it out. And then this is good old Google Drive. This is just like pictures of the diary. And then this is, I can like go through each of my little tabs because I'm not sure which one you're talking about. This is a Google Sites website, like nothing fancy. I just upload things onto there. And then these are Google Slide documents, like Google Slides, I mean. So I just, after we do the typing together, I put all of the entries that we've typed in here, and then oh no, it wasn't, no, I'll show you what I did. I see that you were confused there. Then I just like put pictures in and whatever I can find. But I typed, I searched it on like my browser. I just started typing 1943 diary because I open it so many times that it was like it was one of the last things I did. It's just an easier way for me to open it than go through my whole drive. Okay, so I'll keep going. A cloudy day. Started raining in the afternoon. Edna took Todd to see Dr. Nybert. Mr. McNee. Yeah, someone said Mr. McNee. Yeah, Rachel, Mr. McNee is a lot clearer here. Definitely. Mr. McNee was buried this afternoon. I'll fix one thing. Okay. Oh, Saturday. Oh my God. April 15th. Hopefully by next week when we do the live, I will be able to tell you guys that I'm in contact with someone from Fairfax. They wasted no time burying back then. Yeah, that's true. Chilean rained some. Edna went to CR with... Yeah, I do have a hair appointment next week. Do you remember that from last time, or did you hear me say it today? Thank you, Samantha. I have a hair appointment on Tuesday, so I can't do the live on Tuesday, but I'm going to do one. I just don't know. Yeah, that's awesome. You remember that from last week. You guys are so cool. I'm glad you keep coming back. So I'm not going to do it on Tuesday. Wednesday, I was thinking Wednesday, I'm going to ask the people in my Diary Detectives group, because they're like my Patreon people. I want them to have the first say, and then I will announce it. You have pottery on Monday. Oh, that's really cool. Live from the barber, yeah. You can meet my hairdresser. I will announce it like when I decide, which will probably be tonight. I'll decide for sure. I just want to make sure that I don't have anything else. I'll put it in my Discord. Like I have a free Discord group, and I'll also post the registration link on my TikTok like I always do. But I didn't have time today to really look at my calendar and double check that I don't have anything the other days. Like I was kind of like hinting to earlier, I've got a lot going on all of a sudden, and maybe we'll be busy a couple of nights next week. I'll tell you guys next week what's going on, but all right. Chilly and rained some. Edna went to CR with, I think it's Knowles this evening. Oh, they're late where you are. I'm sorry. So in the summertime, I'm a teacher. So I have my summer break coming soon, and I can move the lives a little bit earlier if that works for people. We can like kind of, you think it looks like, yeah, you're right. It does look like Crowell's. That looks like an R. Yeah, there's an April 1st entry. We did that one in the beginning. Oh, you sent the obituary on Discord. Thanks, Sam. You're awesome. Summertime. Yeah, you're a teacher too. You don't get off till June 30th. Oh my God. I get out on June 14th, which is really early. But that's because we only had one snow day this year. And it really wasn't even, like, we didn't even need it, but they didn't know at the time. Okay, so this is David McNee's obituary. He was a prominent Fairfax farmer. Fairfax is the town from the Diary. Brief illness. He was born in 1865 and had been a resident of Lynn County most of his life, surviving are a son, a daughter, Olive. My coworker's daughter's name is Olive. 3 brothers, 4 grandchildren, Dorothy, David, Lois, and Donald Burgess, all of Fairfax. Mr. McNee was a member of the Presbyterian Church. I think that's like, is that the Masons there? Fidelitas? I don't know how to say that. Funeral services will be held in the Turner Chapel, 2 p.m. Friday. Yeah, and that was what on the death certificate, Turner's Mortuary. Oh, snow days don't change your dates. Oh, wait a second. Wait, where are you from? Oh, your summer. Okay, I was reading that backwards. Your summer is June 30th to the second week in September. I start a little bit earlier in September. So that's kind of like why we probably both... Okay, you're in Canada, so you probably also have a different amount of school days that are required. We have 180 days here for school, like required. So if we have a snow day, that like adds on. But maybe, do you get a lot of snow days? Yeah, I just said that before I read. We have too many snow days for it to change. Yeah, that makes sense. Is there a place where you can see the April 1st entry? Well, I'll upload it onto my website, but I can also just, while we're talking, I can scroll up and you can read it. All right. I was catching up, and then work kids have kept you busy the past week, so gotta catch up. Okay, that's fine. That's why I try to post anything I can. I try to like post it because I know it's tough. School finishes here this Friday. That's crazy. It's really sneaking up on me for sure. And I prefer it that way. I actually don't like to count down. I don't like to have a calendar and a countdown because then it feels longer. I like being surprised by the morning announcements like, oh, we only have 20 days left? What? And then I was really counting today, trying to figure out how many, because I'm like planning out my art projects and I only see the kids once a week. So I'm planning out what I'm going to do next and I'm realizing, oh, I do not actually have time for that. I have to do shorter projects because we only have 1 or 2 classes left with some of the kids. You're welcome. Okay. And it will also be on the website. I'll put it there after. It just takes me a little while to get them on there. On snow days, you still have to go in, and you technically open. You get 8 kids in your class. Oh. You still have to go in on snow days. I guess things are very different there. I didn't finish Saturday. Sorry. Yep, you're right. Okay. I want to see are with Crowls this evening. I don't know. Is that Crowls or Knowles? And came... Does that say came or come out with Nellie? I feel like it's came because it's past tense. She went to CR and was much worse in the snow, and I got a new car like over a year ago now. But it's so much better. It's got all-wheel drive. That was like one of the things I was looking for in particular because I'm like, I just can't deal with the slipping and sliding all the time. Town kids could walk. Yeah. Yeah, the ink is fading here, and then she must like reload here. That's kind of cool. All right, a nice day, but rather chilly. Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you again, too. I recognize your picture. A nice day, but rather chilly, yet we did not leave the place. That's why you're moving south today. Nellie here for supper. I like New England, even though the snow is a pain, but I always like the first couple of snowstorms. It's just after a while. This winter, though, we hardly got anything. We had some really cold days, but we hardly got any snow, I feel like. We had a couple of storms, but they didn't really stick. And it wasn't really a big issue. Because my school is actually pretty far from my house, too. I have quite a commute. And I was nervous about that. Like, having to drive in the snow if, like, it's bad where I am and not where they are. And there were a couple of times where we got a storm at my house much worse than where the school is. So that was kind of, like, stressful. Okay, Edna painted the sewing machine or pointed it? I should know this because I sew. But is pointing a sewing machine something? You hope you never see another snowflake again. Oh, she must have painted because she painted both things. She painted the sewing machine and the telephone. That is interesting. Is mail train again. And if you weren't here before, we were looking at this picture of Lloyd. Where is he? Well, it's actually not of Lloyd. I'm lying. It's just a picture of men working inside the railroad. And this was sent, I think Erin, one of the people in the Diary Detectives group, I think it was Erin who sent this. She's been on like a deep dive of the mail trains. Like everyone's kind of taken their own route, their own like expertise. And this is something that Erin's been working on, figuring out more about the mail trains. The phone at sea at camp was painted. I don't know what you're saying. Sorry. I wonder if she painted them the same color and they matched. Maybe. Maybe because she's, actually, and someone had mentioned the houses before. I'm wondering if they were still there. They are, and I have pictures of them. So maybe because she was building her house at the time, this is Edna's cabin that they were building, maybe she's painting like the telephone and the sewing machine to match her house. I mean, I'm assuming she'd be painting them on this front porch because this is Todd's house. How cool is that? Oh, the camp you went to, the arts and crafts foam was painted. Okay, that makes more sense. The mail trains were like post offices on wheels. Yeah, they actually sorted the mail on the trains. That's so cool. Oh, and Phil Cletus, I have been listening to the My Grandma's Diaries podcast. I know you're a follower of them. I hope you listened to that podcast because they gave you a shout out. And as soon as they said, Phil, please, okay, I wasn't sure which one you like to go by. So you know that they shouted you out because you told them something about vaccines. And as soon as they said your name, I was like, I know him. That was really cool. I love their podcast so far. I listened to the one that they posted today, and it was a little bit shorter, and I was bummed. You didn't hear it? Yeah, you should listen. I think it's like the second episode. They only have 3 out right now. So you should definitely listen. It's an interesting one because they're going through the whole his grandmother's diaries from the beginning. And they're going more like they're talking a lot about a lot of background stuff, and I like that a lot. And it's great for my drive to work, but it was just so cool to hear your name. All right, Monday, April 17th, a chilly day. We heard today that Charlie, it's never good news when he says someone's name. The podcast is called My Grandma, it might be, I think it's My Grandma's Diaries, but it might be My Grandmother's Diaries. I think it's My Grandma's, but it's on Spotify. The picture is a black and white photo of, her name is Elizabeth. So it's like a black and white photo of a girl. You'll be able to find it, I think. I think it's really worth a listen. I really love that page. And I really like how they make their videos. I want to learn how to do videos like that where they have things moving and cut together. I wonder what program they use. I want to ask, but I don't want to like seem like I'm trying to steal their ideas or anything. But they seem pretty cool. Charlie, it might be Charlie. It is on TikTok too. Yes, Brenda. This is though, they're doing like, so they make videos about the diaries on TikTok. And then, okay, it is My Grandma's Diaries. This is like a new thing. They're also making a podcast about it. So they're like going even more into depth than they do on the TikTok videos. So you can get like a little bit of both. You can get the TikTok videos and then you can also listen to the podcast. All right, Charlie Heaton had I think it's Charlie Heaton had a stroke. Edna worked around the yard this evening. Zoom in. Okay. I'll zoom into this one for a little bit and then I'll move on. I would love to make a podcast, but I have way too many projects. I'm very ambitious with like starting projects, and then the only reason I've stuck with this one, I think, for so long is because of you guys. Like, you're keeping me like consistent. Is that a new pen? I don't know. It's either a new pen or maybe it's like a fountain pen and they've refilled it. But it definitely looks juicier. April 16th. We have Charles Heaton's death certificate. So quick. Okay, so it is Heaton. Oh, that's sad. That's really sad because we just heard he had a stroke. We didn't hear that he died. Okay, so he dies the next year. In 1945. Pneumonia and a hemorrhage. Shotgun wound. Oh my God. What? And then it's like other conditions. Recent incision, something in appendix region, okay? Does that really... Oh, man. Oh, this is so sad. It says it was suicide. That's awful. Yeah, that took a dark turn. I was not in the right mindset to be reading this. I should have been more careful. Oh, that is awful. Well, thanks, Jen. But that's always really tough. I've seen that on quite a few of the death certificates even back then. It comes up a lot. Yikes. All right, well, no, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. You found him. I don't think anyone was expecting that. Did he have kids? I don't know. We could probably, hold on, let me open that up again. I don't know if it does say if he has kids in here, but we could probably find a newspaper article or something. At least with his obituary or something. Okay, hold on. Where's the date on this? March 13th, 1945. So he said how old was he? 56. Okay, I'm looking up Charles Heaton. Or Charles Edwin Heaton. Oh, you have the obituary already, okay. Yeah, it won't be, what won't be in the diary? Oh, you know what? Hold on. Speaking of, let me first, oh, this is awful. Okay, so this is the newspaper article. Oh, he was well known in eastern Iowa trap shooting circles, was in serious condition. The result was what he said, hold on, I'm reading not in order, was in a serious condition in St. Luke's Hospital Monday afternoon as the result of what Deputy Sheriff P.J. Whitmore said was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Oh, man. That is terrible. He was the Iowa State Champion several times and had taken part in the national meet several years. He had been president of the State Trap Shooting Association. Who is the person to the writer again? We're not sure. He must be a friend or a neighbor. Found by his daughter. I know. It's just awful. Heartbreaking. No, I want to know she's okay. I know. It's really... Some of the stuff you find when you do research like this is not pretty. What I was thinking is that this was in it was in 1945 and I have 1947, so never mind. I thought I had the 1945 diary and I was going to say I could look and see if he's mentioned, but I don't have that one. He was married to a Tamblin. Should that sound familiar? Ill health was my first guess. I don't know what Tamblin... Did he go to war? Good question. I mean, we could find that if we spent some time. I don't really I don't know if you guys want to be... Oh, hold on. There's also... Rachel also sent the obituary. So the other one was more of when he was found, but this is his actual obituary, so maybe it'll say something about the war in here. Okay, so he was nationally known as a marksman, died in Cedar Rapids Hospital. So that's interesting too, because it made it sound like his daughter found him already dead, but he died in the hospital later. And they keep saying what the sheriff's office said was a self-inflicted bullet wound. That's very interesting. It says so. Oh, it said no next to veteran. Okay, I'll go check that again. But Mr. Heaton was born September 2nd, married to Mildred Tamblin. Owned and operated a garage for many years. Survivors, in addition to relatives listed previously, are a granddaughter, 2 uncles, several nieces and nephews. He was a member of the Methodist Church, which I have a picture of that. A past master and treasurer of the Masonic Lodge. Yep. He was treasurer of the Fairfax Cemetery. Okay. Oh. That's sad. Well, I'll put all of these things in our little, like, slides where I keep all this stuff. He'll be in there. Okay. Did I finish the 17th? Yeah. Tuesday, April 18th. Let me get this screen back up here. Could it have been an accident then? Yes, it could have been. Yeah, I mean, it does. Yeah, it just says self-inflicted. But they're assuming that. And in the death record, it did say suicide, but I don't think they would put that. He was depressed due to ill health. Yeah, that's true, because he had a stroke. Yeah, I don't know. That's like... Ugh. It rained early this morning. A rather chilly day. I think that says Dick Stillman or Stallman. I can't tell here. There's a dot above the I. There or there, because that might be the dot at the end of the sentence, even though they don't usually write a dot at the end of the sentence, though, so... Okay, Stillman. You just joined the Discord. Totally gonna join Patreon because you feel like you found your people. That would be awesome, Kelly. We would be happy to have you. And the bonus thing about that is, like, in the Diary Detectives Discord, so the regular Discord is read only, so I post things and you can read them and react. But in the Diary Detectives one, everyone's able to send things, add pictures, send links, all that stuff. So you can send us if you need help, like, researching stuff about your own diary that you were talking about. You could do that in there. Like, we could help you. You found a Richard Stallman living in Fairfax. Okay. So what I want to do is look at, and I'll send you a free sticker too, Kelly, if you join. It would be Richard, yeah, because Dick is the nickname for Richard. Richard, I'll look up Richard Stallman in what year was this? 1944, Lynn County, Iowa. And we'll see if anything comes up. Oh, hey, we've got the picture of his wife. Cool. I feel like I never find pictures of the bride on these, like, whenever I'm looking for them, obviously. Like, I wasn't even thinking we were going to come across these people, but okay. And Richard Stallman, son of Mr. and Mrs. Richard Stallman of Fairfax, were united in marriage Tuesday. There's Tuesday at 9 a.m. That's early. Tuesday at 9 a.m. The nuptial mass and double ring ceremony were performed by the Reverend Father Kirchhoff, in St. Patrick's Church in Fairfax. The altar was banked with flowers, palms, and tapers. The bride, I love how descriptive these are. The bride wore a gown of white satin trimmed with orange blossoms. That was popular back then, and even before that, because in the 1917 diary, when I read a lot of these old wedding announcements, a lot of them have orange blossoms. That must be like a symbolic thing. Rayon taffeta gown. I didn't know they had rayon over then. With a matching veil and bouquet of yellow carnations. Joan wore a pink dress and carried a colonial bouquet of mixed flowers. Wow. Mrs. Rosdale chose a dress of black chiffon, and the bridegroom's mother wore blue crepe. Both mothers wore corsages of yellow roses and white iris. This is so descriptive. I know. I love that they described the fabrics. I actually, long time ago now, like this will be buried in my TikTok, but there was an entry. So in the 1917 diary that I have, it's the year that her sister Anne got married, and they talk about the wedding and everything. And then I found a couple of articles about the wedding. And wait, I'm getting confused. It was a different event, but I like went into depth about like what the dress would look like and kind of drew it. But then in another one, I was thinking of a totally different thing, sorry. In another article, they were talking about a dance, I think, and like they described what Anglesey wore and what all of her friends wore to the dance, and I like used the description of the dress and tried to draw my version of it, and it was really fun. It would be like impossible to find, I think, now, but oh, you remember that? Oh, wow. So you've been around for a while. That's funny that you didn't realize when you came on today. It's funny that you didn't, like, we didn't connect that. What happened with the fabric you found? I don't know what you mean. Fabric I found? I found an article I was talking about with the, oh, wait, what are you talking about? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I found the article with the different fabrics in it and, like, the different, dresses, and I drew them, but this might be unrelated. I'm not sure if this is what you were getting at, but in the diary, the 1917 one, she actually has, hold on, is it here? Like a scrap of fabric from one of the dresses, which is pretty cool. I don't think that's what you were talking about, but hold on, I gotta go shut my door. Oh boy. Okay. Do you think... I don't know what you're talking about, Bonnie. I don't know if you're being a troll or... Okay, oh, he died in September the same year this diary was written. Yes, he did. Jean only passed in 2022. Oh, wow. She must have been a younger sister. I just started watching you when I started writing in my journal. You haven't written in since 2021. Starting to do the diaries, the 1917 diary specifically also got me back into journaling. And I do a 5-year diary now, which is it's been pretty cool. Oh, okay, Bonnie, I'm sorry. You know, some people have been going on lives and like sending things that when you say them out loud, they sound really bad. So I did not want to read it out loud because I'm like, that seems very random. The coupon for free, hold on. Coupon for coffee and bacon. Let's find it. I totally did not see that. Where is it? Is it this? Oh, here. Oh! Yeah, I wonder, is it still, is that place still there? That would be cool. That's funny. Sorry, I just assumed you were a troll. Forgive me. My biggest fear is, like, saying something stupid. Okay. Can never be too careful on here on TikTok. Randomly came across your live and I've been here for 20 minutes. This is so interesting. Well, welcome, Danny. I think it's interesting too. We have like a nice group of people who keep coming back, so it's definitely something that a lot of people can relate to and enjoy. No, it's not. It's okay. I'm a TikTok moderator and people put, yeah, they do. Sometimes it's so annoying. I've got like pretty good comments in here though. I feel like we have a really good group. I don't usually get anything too weird. I'm sure it's still valid. I can't say for if the coffee and bacon would be tasty at this age. Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, definitely Stallman. You're right. So now I can actually just do that. They're probably, you know, I'm sure there were people named Richard Stillman around too, but now we know that that's him. Okay, Tuesday, April 19th. Quite a nice day. Somewhat warmer than it has been. Todd walked out quite a little. Edna did some work around the side walk in her lot. So the house that I showed, that was Edna's house, Edna's new cabin that they were building, is over here. And this is actually kind of like how the houses are actually set up. I wanted to like, I made them black and white and I tried to just like anonymize them a little bit because I didn't want to like be broadcasting someone else's house on here. So, but these are actually in the same lot. For some reason I thought Edna's cabin was a tiny log cabin. I pictured it like that too. And I mean, I could never be like, well, I'm pretty sure that these are the houses because what I did was I was like on Ancestry looking at old like documents of Edna's, the daughter. And Edna passed away in the 1990s, so records were a lot more, like they became a lot more specific then. The records of Todd and his wife Edna, they never mention an address. They never even mention like a street. It's always just Fairfax. But Edna, I did find a couple of directories with Edna the daughter. I found a couple of directories with her address on them. And that's how I found this cabin. And it made sense because this cabin is actually, well, this house. It's not actually like a cabin. Yeah, it was built in 1945, which totally tracks with the diary because even in 1944, she's still technically building it. Like she's working on the well and everything. So it was probably completed in 1945. And then the other house is right across the driveway, this one. And this one was built in, I think, 1900 or 1910. And so it really does, like, it fits. And this is on Thomas Delaney, Todd's father, his old, like, land. So I, like, never want to say I'm 1,000% sure on anything, but I'm, like, pretty sure that this is. Because it makes sense that Edna would just stay in that house if she stayed in Fairfax. Yes, you can see a map. I don't know if I have like a really great one on hand, but I can show you, like, this is one of the old maps of Fairfax that we have, and you can't see the houses on here, but it's like here. They're about here. So yeah. And that's here, this says Thomas Delaney's land. And that's Thomas Delaney is Todd's dad. And Todd is also Thomas. And Edna's also Edna. It's just like really confusing. Is there a modern street view pic? Yes, I think that's actually where I grabbed these. I just turned them black and white because I don't know, I just like feel like felt creepy because that's someone else's house now. I didn't want to like make it too, I don't know. And it kind of fits with my like videos. It fits more of the aesthetic, I think, it being black and white. I'm surprised they didn't call their son Thomas too. Yeah, that's true. They called him Lloyd. It says the land in the top left of the map also belongs to the Delaneys. Yes. Oh, I'm frozen. All right, hold on. I was going back to the map and I got lost. Yes, Todd's dad owned lots of land and he owned a livestock farm called Ideal Stock Farm, And there is a map somewhere that I have that shows that, and I just don't know which one it is, because I have like a lot of old maps of Fairfax. Like, why did I cut this one so small? I don't know. Oh, here, this is why I did, because it points to Delaney here. Around the same area. You're not frozen for me. Okay, I'm back now anyways for Rachel, so. Yeah. I'll have to like put together, I have a few more maps that I can put them all on here if you guys are interested. All right, should we keep reading? Back for you now? Okay, so I guess now would be a good time to start again. Thursday, April 20th. We've been doing like pretty consistently, we've been going through month by month. Yeah, maps rule. I like old maps. They're fun. I even have, I'll show you a cool Cedar Rapids map in a second. A cloudy day with some rain. Todd went out for a short walk in the afternoon. I don't think I completed my thought before, but I was saying that we've been pretty consistently doing like a month for each live. And I think that's like a good goal. That's a good chunk. It's easy to end. You know, it's always so hard to say, okay, that's the last one. You love maps too. Hi, Grandma. Okay. Todd went out for a short walk in the afternoon. Okay, what I was going to show next was... to clear, but I love these old 3D maps, like bird's eye view. There's one of the town that I live in too that I found, and I printed it out for my dad because he likes all that old stuff too. It's really cool. I'm sure on the actual website this is much clearer, but I just kind of like stuck it in here. So cool. I wish they had that for Fairfax, but they don't. Yes, Todd is married to, yeah, thank you, Rachel. It's kind of confusing because Todd's wife is named Edna, but Todd's daughter is named Edna too, like Edna Jr. And yeah, old school Google Maps, that's funny. I actually wonder, like, when was that map? That map was old, like 1800s, I think. Do I have like a date on here? That's a railroad map. Does it have a date? I'm sure it does somewhere. Oh my god. What I was gonna say is I wonder how they actually did this. This says... I do not know what that says. Oh, that's Library of Congress's stamp, so that's not probably actually the date of the map. But I wonder if they had to do that all from imagination. Did we ever decide why reporting on the weather was so important? No, but you know, I have a theory. Because in the beginning, a hot air balloon, that would be crazy. That would be really, like, really dedicated to go on a hot air balloon for that. I have a theory about the weather thing, and this is probably totally this is just me making this up, but in the beginning, when we first started reading, I assumed he's a farmer. He must be a farmer because farmers will care about the weather so much more. They'll care about when the ground thaws, which he talked about a lot. Like every day he mentioned whether the snow thawed or not. But what if, because we know Todd is not really a farmer. He has like land, but we found out he doesn't have a ton of land anymore. He's not like running the livestock farm that his dad had. But yeah, Jennifer, you're kind of getting to what I'm trying to get at. I'm like talking in circles, but what if, like, growing up on a farm, because we know that he did, he helped his dad in the census, one of them listed his job as a farmhand or like a laborer on the farm. What if he's so used to that, like growing up on a farm where the weather matters so much, and now he just continues to do that because that's just like part of life. I feel like that must, I don't know, because he does, like, it's like every single entry talks about the weather first. And I think that was just like something that everybody did more back then, because it seems like a lot of these diaries were like that, but a lot of these diaries were also farm diaries specifically. So maybe it's just like leftover from his farm days. Yeah. Okay, so not railroad related. I don't think the weather would be the railroad related. Maybe because he was a station agent and a telegrapher. Yeah, they have a garden, definitely. But what I'm getting at is, like, I think I know his dad had a very, very large stock farm, like a livestock farm. And I'm pretty sure he had, like, fields, too. But I don't think Todd has large fields. He was planting potatoes and he was planting, like, he talks about the garden, but I don't think it's as intense. Rained hard towards the evening. So it was a chilly and cloudy day. Rained hard towards evening. Todd went out for a short while today. Edna stayed at home in the afternoon and made some forms for stepping stones for her place. He had 300 acres. Wow. That's crazy. When you don't have much going on, you talk about the weather. Wow, his dad had 300 acres. That's awesome. That's a lot of land. Over there, it's very flat. Like, everything is just... All right, Edna stayed at home in the afternoon and made some forms for stepping stones for her place. That's so cute. I wonder if I go back to the page where we have a picture of her house. So there's no longer like a stepping stone path that we can see. There is a ramp now, but I wonder if she put some stepping stones in, like poured cement stepping stones. That's so cute. I love it. Okay. Now we're on to April 22nd. I've got like my thumb or my finger in every one of these pictures. I'm going to have to take more pictures soon. I took pictures all the way up through May, I think, or like the beginning of May. I'm going to have to update. A rainy day. Edna went to CR in the evening. Nellie came out with her for supper. And at the end of this live, I just thought of this, but I don't want to like go on another tangent. I want to like actually focus. But I do have some more diaries that I got. I've like ordered a few lately. I think I'm done for now. Like once I get on a kick, I'm like, oh, I want to keep getting more and more and finding more on eBay. I think I'm done for now. But I've got a few projects for us when this is all over. I won't start them before this is over because I have too many projects all at once, but just so you know, and I can tell you a little bit about them at the end. What is CR? It is Cedar Rapids, which is a town near Fairfax. It's in Iowa. Thanks, Rachel. Fairfax is where the diary writer lived, but it was like a really, really small town, so everything they did, they pretty much went into Cedar Rapids, and they always call it either C Rapids or CR. Okay, this is a longer one. Cloudy and rainy. Rained hard during the night. Yeah, around 8 miles away. Edna did a lot of work around home. Eave spouts, which we've learned. See, now I can read that quickly because we just talked about this. Eave spouts blew down. Oh no! She fixed them and then they fell down. Lloyd, Francis, and the boys came out in the afternoon. So Lloyd is Todd's son. I know I always repeat myself, but I feel like people are coming in and out, so it's worth it to say. Lloyd is Todd's son. Frances is Lloyd's wife, and the boys are referring to at least a couple of his grandsons. They have 3 sons. So it's 1 or 2 or maybe 3 of them. I think one of them is away, so it must be David and Roger? I don't know. You almost went to college in CR. Oh, cool. What college is in CR? What college is in Cedar Rapids? Because I saw one that kept popping up. I don't think anyone from the diary went there, but there was... I don't remember which one it was, though. It had, like, oh, Co-College. Okay. We found some of the people... Thank you. Yep, it's Co. and Rachel, you're like in the Diary Detectives group. But inside our little research group that I talk about a lot, it's Co that I was thinking of because we found some people who went there. Nellie, her sister and brother both went to Co College. And then if you haven't been in the lives recently, we have a theory that Nellie and Edna are actually a couple. Because, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but they both never married. They're always together. Nellie stays the night all the time, so we think it's kind of like a couple situation going on there. All right, so Lloyd Francis and the boys came out in the afternoon. I still have to go and I can add those pictures of Nellie's brother and sister that we found in, hold on. If you give me a second, I can probably find them. But our Discord chat is like, it's crazy. There's so much stuff going on in here that I'll probably have to scroll for like days to find it. We have so many conversations going all at once. It's amazing how much we've found. I can't remember exactly when this was, but I wonder if I could look up. I can always find it after too. I don't want you guys to like sit here. Okay, hold on. I found a link that Valentina had sent me. I know a bunch of you guys sent pictures. Okay. Okay, so that mentions Nellie Kruger, but we don't have a picture of Nellie. I remember we were talking about that. Here we go. This is from Rachel. This is Nellie's sister. One of many pictures that we have of Nellie's sister, Alice. We need to find more younger pictures of Nellie. But yeah, I had to create different subgroups for chatting and research in the Discord. Yeah, I'm trying to like organize it, but I'm kind of new to Discord too. But it's a good problem to have because it means our conversation is just like, we have so much to talk about and find and share. Have you thought about going to Google Street View for HD photos of the current places or rather keep the old photos? I actually like the old photos more because it kind of goes with the diary more. Like I like the feeling of storytelling in that time. But it would be cool to do a video of then and now because the Star Bar is actually still there. Like the Star Hotel that I was showing earlier, it's still there. It has, you know, it looks modern, obviously, it's like fixed up, but you can see that it's the same place. That would be cool to do a comparison. And the pictures, yes, Marina is correct though. The pictures that I have here of the houses are actually, like, I think they're current Google Street View photos. I just changed them to be more like black and white and, I don't know. Just looking at the now pics helps visualize the cottage to the Todd home. Yeah, that's true. Like I could put it in so that you can see how close they are together because they are like right near each other. I just didn't really want, I don't know, I didn't want people to like go looking, but I guess now I've kind of like thrown that out the window. I just didn't want to creep anybody out who lives there now, if that makes sense. Okay, so you're kind of new. What is his condition? Todd is recovering from a cerebral hemorrhage that he had in July of the year before. So we have 3 of his diaries here. We've read through the 1943 diary. Within that diary, he started off as the writer, and then he had his cerebral hemorrhage, and then when he came back writing after 2 months of nothing, it was his wife Edna writing for him. So that's like, this is Edna's handwriting. And yeah, we've just kind of been like going through learning more about that. But I mean, we figured out that he has cerebral hemorrhage because of his death certificate. It like specifically said even the date that he had it, and it lined up perfectly with when the entries stopped. Lloyd, Francis, and the boys came out in the afternoon. Kit, Pauline, and Lucille called in the evening. Edna went, hello, to the Catholic school play with Helen in the evening. So these are all relatives. They're all cousins of Edna Jr., Kit, Pauline, and Lucille. We have pictures of them that I should share. we found a lot of pictures of like distant relatives. Now, not distant, but like not the immediate family. And I haven't really added them to the slides yet, but we've just found so many different people. I was actually thinking the same for Edna's entry in her yearbook. I'm not sure if you're talking to me or if you're talking about something else we were talking about. It's hard for me to follow the comments. Maybe I said something that I don't actually remember. Nellie here for supper. Alright. Now we're on the 24th. This is a lot shorter. Oh, yeah. Okay, that she was probably with Nellie. Okay. Yeah. A rainy day. Nothing unusual. Tuesday, April 25th. And I know, so someone was asking me earlier if I peek ahead and read the entries, and I don't read them. But I did, because as soon as I realized that Todd passes away in 1944, thank you, McKenna, for the heart. That's cute. As soon as I found out that Todd passes away in 1944, I was like, wait a second, how is this possible that this person who was selling these diaries on eBay had like many, many years after this? I unfortunately only got my hands on 3 of them. But I have the 1944 diary and I have the 1947 diary, so I'm like, how is this the same person? If this is Todd, how is he continuing to write in 1947? And maybe, I was thinking like, oh, maybe this 1947 diary is not actually from the same family. So what I did was I like skimmed it. I haven't read this 1947 diary, but I flipped through it and I saw all the same names though. So Nellie, Edna, constantly talking about Nellie and Edna. So it's definitely the same family, and it's probably, which is like really sweet to think about. It seems like Todd's wife continued to write diaries after he passed away. Which it's like, yeah, it's, I feel like you couldn't have written a better book than they did with these diaries. Like the story in between the lines. You enjoyed watching, but off to bed. Well, good night, Colleen. Sorry it's so late over there. I'll keep recording. Okay, Tuesday, April 25th. Yeah, probably helped her feel close to him. I think it's a nice thing. Quite a nice day for a change. Edna went to a mother and daughter banquet at the OES Lodge Hall. I think that says OES. OE something. I can figure that out too, because that's probably talking about one of the Masonic lodges in the area, and I had seen them, and he mentions the Masonic lodge a couple times, but I didn't know which one he was talking about. Yeah, OES. Do you know what that stands for, Anne? Or you just think those are the letters? We could figure it out. It's probably in Fairfax. Okay, hold on. First, let's finish this entry. Easier said than done. Vlesta Lockhart asked her. Order of Eastern Star. Okay. Cool. Maybe my diary detectives can try to figure out who Vlesta Lockhart was. That's interesting. I'm going to write Order of Eastern Star. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely looks like Vlesta Lockhart asked her to be to the mother-daughter banquet. Yeah, that's kind of like weird. Why would, Yeah, there aren't as many people as there usually are when I'm watching you. Yeah, TikTok like hates me lately. It's fine. I mean, like, it's not showing my videos to anybody, and it's not really showing my lives to anybody either, so whatever. I have a bunch of people here who like to be here and who comment, so I don't actually really care that much. It's always fun when there's lots of people, but it's also, like, it can get kind of crazy with the comments, so it's nice when people are here and they actually know what's going on, too. Thank you, McKenna. Maybe Vlasta didn't have a daughter, or her daughter passed. Yeah, maybe. We could probably figure that out. We could figure that out. Okay. Why isn't this working? Oh, because the chat is there. Alright, so April 26th. Yeah, I don't know. If you notice there's less people... I don't really know how the TikTok algorithm works. Just sometimes it hates me and sometimes it doesn't. If you share things, like things, comment on things, I'm sure that helps, but I've just kind of like stopped paying attention to that as much. I am also on YouTube, and YouTube seems to be more consistent with actually showing people stuff. So if you follow me on YouTube, I just like repost things from, oh, thanks guys. I repost things from TikTok onto YouTube, so everything is like doubled. And I also post like extra things on YouTube too, things that aren't on TikTok. So like the live replays and other longer videos. I'm hoping to do more of that. But you can definitely, like, if you follow me on YouTube, you'll definitely see stuff, because I think it actually shows my subscribers my content. Like, I don't think TikTok is even showing the people who follow me my content, which is annoying. Because we have 78,000 people here, and only like a couple hundred are seeing the video. That just doesn't make sense, but there's nothing I can do, so. Vlasta Dvorak Lockhart. Okay, and we've seen that name, Dvorak, quite a bit. Looks like a Czech name, but Google says Vlasta. Okay, Vlasta. Does that, where did that go? Did I already, okay, let me go back. That looks like Vlasta, but also, as we know, she may have not typed that correctly. Or, she's not typing, I'm typing. She might not have written that correctly. Like, maybe it's Vlasta, and she thinks that's spelled with an E, so I'm gonna put, you only see the lives. Yeah, that's so sad. Because it takes, it's a lot of effort to make the videos, and I love to make the videos and share them. And it's really frustrating when no one sees it. Okay, you sent me... Rachel sent her Find a Grave. Hold on. Gotta go all the way down to the bottom. I was like scrolling up a lot. Oh, jump to the present. Okay, we've got her Find a Grave page here. I love Find a Grave. And yeah, I saw the death certificate too. I'll pull that one up next. You see the videos and have to remember those Tuesday lives. I know. And next week, it's not Tuesday. Next week, it's going to be probably Wednesday. Maybe I'll just settle it on Wednesday and I'll say Wednesday, because otherwise, you're watching me while you grocery shop. That's cool. Otherwise, no one will know what day it is, because I'll post it in the Discord, but not everyone's there. So I'll say Wednesday. And right before I leave this live, I'll make a new event for you guys to sign up for, because that does help. But then also sometimes I think it doesn't notify those people, so it's just like, it's frustrating. I just want like control. Okay, so this is Vlasta Lockhart. Yep. Can't get Discord to work, so I can't be there. Oh man. Well, I'm no tech expert, but I could try to help you with Discord. It's just basically a chat app that a lot of people use for video games, but so this is the death certificate of Vlasta, I think. Where would her name be? Here it is. Yep, Vlasta Lockhart. Something of the colon. Carcinoma. Oh, and you sent me her obituary. You get notified every week? That's good. I think it's just kind of sporadic. And it's definitely not like sending my video out that I post. Like, it's not sending the videos to the people who follow me. or at least not to everybody. It must think that, I don't know, yeah, colon cancer. That's sad. It sends me around in circles, can't figure out how to get onto it. Okay. Well, next Wednesday, same time for this one. And then eventually over the summer, I'm going to have to change the day anyways, because I'm taking a grad class and it's on that night, so we'll have to figure that out later. Okay, so this is her obituary. Lifelong resident of the Fairfax vicinity, died in her home at 3:25 following a long illness. Surviving are one son, John Thomas, her mother, 3 sisters. She was a member of the Fairfax Methodist Church, past president of the WSCS, past worthy matron of the OES. Okay, that makes sense. So they're going to the OES, the Order of the Eastern Star dance. And yeah, Rachel mentioned that. That's cool. Okay, so we can find something about that then. The Order of the Eastern Star number 322. And what I'll do, or 382, I should be keeping a little list, because what I do is after the live, I go on to our Diary Detectives group and I put in a list of things that we can research throughout the week. And that's one of them. But I should be actually writing this down so that I can like easily make the list. It will be hard to think back, but whatever. I didn't do it. Cleopatra Candy asks, or Candy, where do you find all that information? We start with the diary entry. We read the diary entry and type it out, and then we just go from there. So we have her name, Vlasta, and then it's kind of like the other people in the comments right now are searching Find a Grave, which is a website for like a database for gravestones. They're searching Ancestry for records of this person, and that's kind of how they find their information. These articles that we were looking at are probably from newspapers.com or some similar resource. But yeah. That'll be cool to look into. The OES of Fairfax. Okay. We're almost done with April. Dr. Herman called this afternoon. Said Todd's blood pressure was normal. Edna had the day off to do some of her work, but it rained all day, so she did not get to work outside, but worked with her machine and did other jobs. I feel like I read that one really fast. That was a good one. Okay, so we have a picture of Dr. Herman. I like to show him. He's like famous in this diary. So I'll show Dr. Herman. Here he is. Oops, that's not Dr. Herman. That's Dr. Herman. And then I'm wondering, is it talking about Edna's sewing machine there? Handsome. Dr. Herman's got some fans. Please let this be the correct entry. I'm gonna have to... Okay, nope, it's not. None of these are labeled, so give me a second. May 4th. You guys, again, you get like a little spoiler alert here. Fairfax, OES, County Lynn, chapter name Fairest. Okay. I'm gonna just stick that in here because I won't be able to save that comment. So I know it's Lynn County. I'm gonna put chapter name Fairest because I think that will be valuable to our research. Okay. So now we'll move on. We've only got a few days left in April. I think we'll finish April. I'll answer some questions, and then it's like a good place to stop, I think. It also helps me keep it straight when I upload my videos. It's nice to be able to say the month of April instead of random dates. This is nice, a nice bright day. Edna gave the I don't know. Edna gave the something. Trees. Oh, the something trees. Fruit trees. A dormant spray. Hold on. Thanks, guys. What does a dormant spray do? Dan Leary helped her. We can probably find Dan Leary. Thank you for sharing it, the live. Okay, Friday. I think even if you're like not actually sharing it, I think if you hit the share button and just like you're going to share it, I think that counts. I think TikTok likes that. Edna's so helpful with providing last names. I know, they're very specific. It's great. Oh, nice. Rachel, you're keeping like a little list for me. Thank you. She's typing in the Weatherman chat, or like the Diary Detectives chat. She's keeping track. Cool. Thank you so much. It's very helpful. Okay. A nice, bright day. Another one. But somewhat chilly. Edna. Okay, now but we're going to be sharing them live a bunch and get more people here right when I'm about to end, so maybe we shouldn't do it now. Maybe at the beginning of next one. Edna had the afternoon off. But I think it also works like on my on my actual TikTok, if you do the same thing to the video where you hit like saving a video, I think TikTok really likes, or like hitting share, and even I don't even think you need to actually send it to someone. I think just hitting share, like TikTok likes that. I think. I don't know. That's just what I've heard. I think it's the spray that's safe to administer before the buds form. Probably. Sounds like that would be it, because dormant spray suffocates insects and their eggs on fruit trees. Maybe something to get them blooming, fruiting after dormant winter. Yeah. Okay, so Edna had the afternoon off. She put in a little garden for the first. The first what? I don't know. Mowed lawn, had a bonfire. Oh, the 1st of May, maybe, yeah. Todd walked some today. The man started to disc in the field south of us today. What does that mean? What's disking? Must have something to do with farming. In the field south of us today. The man started to disc. They do talk about what the other farmers are doing around them, because I think they're surrounded by farms. So there was a point where they were talking about like the crops and what, like how tall the corn was and stuff like that. So they're very in tune with like what people are doing around them. Disc is a type of implement for farming. Plow to prepare the plant. Okay, cool. Work the ground, disc. Oh, interesting. So they're starting to get ready. A nice day. Todd walked out a little. Lloyd went through on his way to Omaha. Nellie came out and was here for supper. All right, almost done. April 30th. Yeah, we always learn new things. Is a disc the thing that looks like a corkscrew? I don't know. I'll know later when I take some time to look it up, but maybe other people will be able to chime in if you know what it looks like. White. Yes. Say we learn new things all the time. Quite a nice day. Todd went out some. Edna worked around home until 4 o'clock. Then went to CR. No, a big metal plate. Okay. More like a steel frisbee. That would make sense why it's called a disc. Went to CR to have supper with Nellie. Nellie brought her out after supper. So nice. I think we've officially entered, like, this is just going to be Edna talking. Like, I feel like it's been a long time since we've been confused if she's speaking from Todd's perspective or not. I think almost every single entry she's using the name Todd. Alright, that's the end of April. So you know what I think I'm going to do, because uploading these lives gets pretty crazy because they're really long. I think what I'm going to do is I'll end the recording here on my phone, and then we can keep talking for a little bit, but this will be like the end of the recording for YouTube, and then like people who are here